Puddins, what is up? I'm at my other job today, so that's why there are washers and dryers and refrigerators behind me. But today, this video is going to be my guide for beginners to weight loss or fat loss. Depending on, well, I mean, weight loss and fat loss is kind of the same. I figured that I would do this now because like I am seeing results when it comes to my weight loss. So I feel like I want to help you guys out. All these tips may not help you out. These may not work for you, but maybe you could pick up one or two and it might help you out. So this is just going to be like tips before you start. So if you came here and you're already begun, but you're like been in it for a month, maybe some of these tips might not work, but then there's others that will work for you now, you know? So overall, this is just going to be an overall, like if you're new to weight loss, or let's say you haven't been, you know, on a healthy lifestyle in so long and you just kind of want to get back into the swing of things, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's just get started because I have some information for you that I feel like might benefit you. I might do another video like this, but it might be like my tips, like, you know, let's say you do get started or something. Like if you're interested in it, just definitely let me know. I also want to do a beginner's guide to the gym. I think that would be very beneficial to people because there are people out there that don't know anything about gyms. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll definitely make a video for it. I'll actually probably film it afterwards. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So the first tip that I want to say is download a macro app. The best one out there is MyFitnessPal. Everyone recommends it. It's really good. You can get it, you know, if you've got an iPhone, an Android type phone, you can download this app. This app is downloadable for any phone. Now, if you have a Samsung phone, there is a good app called Samsung Health. It may or may not be on your phone, depending on how new of a phone you have. Like mine's an S8 Plus, and it automatically was on my phone. But like if you have older phones or whatever, because I know that there's some people out there that still like rock like maybe 2012 phones. I don't know. Maybe even 2007. I don't know. Anyway, then you'll have to like go through the app store and get it, okay? But that's going to be really helpful because it'll help you along your journey and it'll keep you kind of on track, and you know, it's easier for you to journal that way because when you're a beginner, you won't know like the calories unless you look it up on the nutrition chart, and there's some things like a banana or like an orange that you wouldn't know the calories unless you Googled it or something like that. And if you don't have like that, you know, source of research, you know, you will, you know what I mean? Like you won't know, if that makes sense. I mean, you could research it later, but if you're out on the go and stuff and you're just constantly going, you won't know. That makes sense? I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense or not. So number two, this one's going to be important. About 2 weeks before, you can do it a month before, track what you're eating. And I'm not saying when you start your healthy lifestyle, I'm talking about tracking it before you begin eating right or doing healthy, you know, making healthy decisions. Let's just put it that way. Because that way, if you do this for a week, okay, let me tell you, you do this for a week, and then what you want to do is at the end of the week, you want to add all those numbers, you know, the caloric numbers down that you had each day, and you want to divide it by 7, and that's your average caloric number that you ate before you began eating healthy. And then you can determine how many calories you want to, you know, drop down to at that point, okay? And I'll talk a little bit more about calories in a later video if you want me to. Just let me know and I'll definitely do that for you guys if you're interested. Number 3 is to do your research. Research recipes, research different healthy eating lifestyles, whether it's veganism, whether it's keto, whether it's, you know, whatever you are interested in, you know, doing. Or if you're just wanting to eat really healthy, maybe you want to research about that. Google it. YouTube is a really good source of research. Like, let me tell you, that's like the main place that I went to when I was wanting to like learn things. Whether it was meal prepping for me, because like I had no idea how to begin with meal prep. And I love meal prepping. I really do. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've kind of made it more simpler for myself and more like convenient for myself compared to what I did when I first started. But let me tell you something. Doing your research, learning different healthy recipes, you're going to succeed with that. Let me just put it that way, because I am still going. Like, I am still trekking it along with my healthy journey, and I'm proud to say that. This is going to be this one was something that I did that I didn't think it was going to, like, I wasn't even consciously like thinking about this, but I began to drink water about a week before, and I think that's what like psychologically got me to where I am now. Like, if that makes sense. Like, water is really, really good for you. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think everybody should be drinking more water, especially now that it's summertime. You should definitely be drinking more. You do not want to sleep on water. You need it. You need it. You need it. I carry around this huge hydro flask water bottle. I fill it up with ice and water, and it literally keeps my water cold all day long. I mean, I would have to refill this up, but I mean, find you some, you know, like a water bottle that you like. It's going to help you out a lot too as well. That's another like kind of hack that I'll do, like healthy eating hacks that like help me out or whatever, if you want me to as well. Like, I have so many ideas for, you know, fitness and healthy lifestyle. But anyway, for some reason psychologically it just kept me motivated because I was drinking lots of water. So I feel like maybe that might help you guys out. Like, just a week, just cut off completely everything, like your sodas, your energy drinks, your juices, your like everything. Don't drink anything. Like, I mean, obviously if you're gonna eat cereal or something like that, you know, have it with milk or almond milk or whatever, but for the most part, like, all water. Like, if you're thirsty, grab you a bottle of water, grab you some water, pour it out of your faucet. I don't know, do whatever is convenient for you. Okay, boo? So number 5, this one's kind of something that I did in the past that kind of didn't work for me, and that was to follow a crazy fad diet. Do not do that, because if you think about it, think of the word diet. What little word does it, 3-letter word has in there? It has the word die in it. So in my opinion, all diets end up dying. It might be 3 months on the road or 6 months on the road, but you know, you got to start thinking of what you're doing as a lifestyle, like something that you're going to continue. You can think of it as a habit too, because habits usually, like if you're biting your nails, you know, that's a bad habit, but you know, it's a habit and you continuously do that, you know, so you want to continuously, you know what I mean? Like you want to continuously eat right. You want to continuously work out. You want to continuously do good, you know, you want to continuously make good choices when it comes to, you know, your journey when it comes to losing weight. And this is also true if you're trying to gain weight or if you're building muscle. That's another thing. Number 6, this is just kind of like something that I do and it's helped me out, is if you're burning fat, let's say that's what your goal is. Let's say you're like me and you have a lot of fat. You know, I still have a lot of fat, even though I've lost 20 plus pounds. You know, you got to cut back on your carbs. Don't eat carbs later on in the evening either, because that could cause you to gain weight throughout the night. Like, you can literally gain weight overnight, you know, and you wouldn't even know it. I mean, you wouldn't know it at first, but it'll eventually catch on, if that makes sense. I think we're on 7 now, is this is kind of plays into the caloric thing, is just to cut back on calories. I'm not saying to an extreme though. Don't go to like 800 calories or 700 calories. Don't do any of that. But definitely cut back on it, but have it to where it's still going to be enough for survival, and also give yourself enough to where if you start to plateau in your in your weight loss journey, that you can still cut back on your calories some more, if that makes sense, even if it's by like 100 calories, because it'll help. This one, I think everybody, this next tip is going to be for everybody, because everybody, I mean, there's people out there, don't get me wrong, there's people out there that actually do this, but like not a whole lot of people out there actually watch their portions, like, and don't get seconds, because that's a really hard one. And for me too, because I'm a huge foodie, like I'm a huge food person. I love food, don't get me wrong, like I'm just having to like force myself to love healthier foods now. But for the most part, like, watch your portions. In my idea, it's like I always allow myself my palm size for meat. And then the vegetables, I load up. Like if I'm eating vegetables, I will load my plate up with vegetables. I'd rather have more vegetables now than meat. I mean, even though I do need the meat, the protein to build muscle and stuff, because that's kind of one of the things that help you to recover when it comes to muscle gaining. But as of right now, I don't need that as much, since I'm losing pounds and I'm losing fat. You know what I'm saying? So more vegetables and less carbs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. And vegetables do have carbs in them, but they're like just the better carbs. And they're very, and also you can fill up, and it's lower calories as well. So that's a bonus if you are, you know, into that stuff. So anyway, this one's probably going to go back up and should have been with do your research, and that is to study nutritional charts for all of the foods that you like, especially if it's healthy food that you like, because you could look on there and you could be like, oh well, it's only got 20 grams of protein, that's really good, but then if you look at the carbs, it's got like 50 grams of carbs, you know. So you have to kind of like, you kind of have to study it and, you know, balance it out and just figure out like if that's going to be good for you. And you can, like I said, do your research as far as like what's an idealistic like number for like your carbs, your protein, and also your fats. Lastly, I think this is going to be the most important one, and this one is something that you need to know and understand, and that is to make sure that this is what you want to do. Okay, a lot of the times people will do this because they're in competition, or because a significant other or friend or family member wanted them to do this, or maybe they saw a show and the show told them that they needed to lose weight or something. I don't know what the excuse would be, like, you know, the person or the thing or whatever, but make sure this is what you want to do. Because if it's something that you're wanting to do, you're going to end up sticking with it, and you are going to lose the poundage. I'm just letting you guys know that ahead of time, because if not, like, just make sure this is what you want to do. Don't let it be because somebody wants you to do it or something. I had to pull back, you know, before I began to eat healthy and look around and be like, is this what I want to do? And when I said yes, then I did it. So just keep that in mind, okay? So I hope that this video helps you out. Maybe you can pick up a few tips, tricks, whatever, on weight loss in general. And I hope that you like this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, whether you're dressed up, dressed down, you're beautiful. Bye.